Welcome to Bacon's Lodge, where I will build many things, fix even more, and try to make it an adventure along the way. Okay, so yesterday's videoing was pretty much a wash. The day in general was pretty crappy. So I was working on it. I got all of the back paneling put in pretty well, and then I started to work on these face pieces here. I ended up stabbing myself with a drill in my hand. Not like horrible, but enough where it hurts. Like hurt pretty bad yesterday. After that, I continued to try to work, and I was filming, and the microphone didn't work. So I didn't figure that out until I went to go to edit some of it because I was in a bad mood because I kept on messing up. I messed up here, and this I've already repaired it. But if there's a gap missing in the video and you've made it this far into the video, I wanted to explain why I wasn't able to get it all to flow as easily. I'm not going to tear it down to refilm it. So with that said, today's a new day. It's going to be a much better day, and everything's going to go smoothly today. We got a little bit left here before we're going to be done with this part of the project. I have to add the boards on the bottom here for the face, and then figure what I'm going to do with the top. And then after that, not going to be in this video or this part of the series, I'm going to be painting the inside of them and then finishing the front here. I don't have enough time up here this trip to do that, but that will be done before I put everything back. So we're going to measure out the width of this one here. I got to make sure I extend it out the same distance I did here, which is an inch and a half, so it's going to be adding an inch and a half to the overall measurement. So I have 70 and a half, so we're going to go with 72 inches. And then I'm going to show you how I router it, because I did yesterday, but none of that showed up. So we're going to try it again. So to router it, we're going to use this trim router we have here. On it we have a 1/4 inch beveling bit with a ball bearing on it that it rides on the edge of it. It's a pretty cool machine, and it gives it a pretty good detail for the boards. It's one that I like, at least, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so when you're using, this is a trim router. When you're using the router, you're pushing this flush here, so it's the surface is flat, and you're pushing this ball bearing up against this edge. What's nice about this is if you make a mistake because you kick it one way or the other way, to correct it, it's really simple. As long as you go back over it leveled out, it's going to fix itself. When you go around the corner, I like to go around them twice, because sometimes you'll kind of like bump out. So if you go around twice, it does smooth it out a little bit. You can go both directions. Going this direction is a lot more smooth than going the other way, because this way you're going with the cutting, this way you're going against it, so it actually tries to pull you quicker this way, but it doesn't do as smooth of a cut. But it leaves a nice profile. So that way you don't have the edge, and also it's less that you're going to splinter. Now, the original plan was to use the pocket jig or pocket hole jig to use pocket screws in the back instead of having to face nail these. But with the board only being so far, I can't get the drill in there to drill it because I didn't pre-plan as much as I should have. That's where, if you had plans, it would make your life better. Okay, so I was just thinking while I was routering this out and making it look all pretty, is part of thinking, why am I doing this YouTube channel and who am I trying to aim this towards? And I think kind of what I want to do with it is try to teach people what I know. I'm not saying what I know is normally right or the best way to do it, because I'll openly admit there's probably way better ways to do the things that I'm doing. But I have daughters that are in college and starting to start their lives, and I think I've done a pretty good job of teaching them how to do stuff, but I didn't teach them how to do this type of stuff. And a lot of this stuff I wasn't taught how to do. I kind of figured out how to do it over trial and error and failures. So maybe by doing these channels, I can teach somebody how to do some of these things. So in the future, I think I'm going to do a little bit more of a how to use tools, like your nail gun here. Kind of want to get more of a community going here and teaching people things. Having to learn everything by yourself isn't easy, and if I can stop somebody from having to go through learning how through errors, it'd be better. I did learn a lot by watching people do videos on, and when I was young, you know, like This Old House, and was it Yankee Tool Shop or something like that, and different videos throughout the time. And I'm not anywhere near that level, but I want to try to pass on what I know. Anyhow, me just talking to a camera. I appreciate you listening, if you did. If not, I appreciate that too, because at least you turned it on. So pocket screws are pretty simple. You just use this pocket screw jig. You set up the back for the right depth. You clamp it on where you want it to be. This one I'm only going to be doing one because of where the placement of the board is going to be. So we're just going to be doing one on this side here. Feels very weird to drill towards yourself like this, but this is for the video. So you just take your drill, you stick it through the sleeve, and you drill in. And then it leaves a nice hole, and inside there's a pilot hole for your screw and everything. Okay, now the reason why I'm going to use pocket screws whenever I can to screw the face boards together is because I want them to be on a similar plane. There's imperfections in my woodworking for the carcass, and I can fix that by actually screwing the two together so that they're in line with each other, and then I can nail it to the support behind it. So you could do it without it, but it also gives these rigidity side to side, so that way if somebody hits it, it doesn't bust it off as easily. Okay, so there it is, all finished and cleaned up. I'm pretty happy with it so far. This is not a final stage by any means. We have to still paint it and put some other finishing touches on it. But for right now, I think it turned out pretty well.